I'm gonna help you. I know that trading is difficult and I know that it can be very lonely. And I know that one of the hardest tasks is even finding someone online that you can trust. You can trust me. I've been a trader for 9 years. I've been profitable for the last 4, and I've been coaching traders like you for the last 3 years. I've seen it all. People who lost all of their life savings on trading, and also people who lost out on a 20k payout because of greed. And the truth is, me personally, I've been in both scenarios as well. So I know exactly what it takes to take you out of that struggle and bring you on the right path again. This video is broken down in 4 chapters, but you need to pay full attention to each and every one of them as they work all together seamlessly. So I want you to put this video on full screen and give it your full attention. This is chapter 1, knowledge plus edge equals profitability. Now, first of all, obviously, your knowledge needs to be at a base level, right? Because if your knowledge is not at a base level, that's problem number 1. So this video really is for everyone that is already past that point, everyone that has their knowledge in check. Now, how do you know and how do you know for sure that your knowledge is in check? This is when your edge comes in, right? Because your edge, again, is also built out of 2 parts. First one is that knowledge part, and you need that to play out your edge. And the second one is psychology. And with psychology, I mean the ability to apply knowledge. So this is something very important right here. Because if you have only the knowledge, your psychology doesn't mean a thing. These 2 go hand in hand, and these 2 together, they form your edge. Now, what is your edge? An edge is basically probability in your favor that you have over the markets. Okay, that is your edge. The probability in your favor that you have over the markets. So once you have the knowledge gathered, and by the way, look on YouTube for free knowledge on how to trade, how to size your positions correctly, how to risk manage, all of these things. Then you want to create your edge, and with your edge, you are going to the markets. Because now, knowledge plus edge should equal profitability. Because everything that you have learned should be able to give you the edge that you need, and it should make you profitable. Now, if you're still not profitable, but you have the knowledge, then probably your edge is missing. This could be that you're not applying your knowledge right. Could be that you have the wrong knowledge, or it could be that your psychology is not in a place where it needs to be. Let's say your psychology is very good and you're executing everything perfectly fine, then maybe your knowledge is the problem right here. But remember, knowledge is basically one of the base stones as well from your edge, and if you don't have the knowledge, then your edge will not exist either. Okay? So, your edge is something very important. Now, how do you know this is your edge? How do you know you're having probability over the markets in your favor? That is where we come to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is remove stress and become confident. And you do this only in one way, and this is by gathering data. Now, you can gather data in 3 different ways, actually. You can do this by backtesting, you can do this by forward testing, and you can do this by live trading, okay? Backtesting, forward testing, live trading. Now, what are the pros and cons with every single one of them? Backtesting. The pro is you get a lot of data to play with because you can go back years and years and years. And by the way, if you don't know what software to use, I would highly recommend FX Replay. There's a link in the description for you to check out with a discount code as well. It is hands down the best software in the game. The con is you don't get to test your psychology. Now, some people will experience some psychology issues with backtesting, but the real psychology is nothing close to live trading, for example. Then you have forward testing. Forward testing. The pro is that you have a live environment. The con is not a lot of data. Forward testing, guys, is demo trading. So it is trading on a demo account and you are trading a live environment. That is good. The timing is the same as you would do with live trading, but you don't have enough data because you're having to do it day by day, right? While in backtesting, you could have maybe a month of data and an hour or 2 hours worth of time. Then you have live trading. Live trading, again, live environment, they are the pros. Another pro is real psychology, of course, but then the con is losing money and again, no data, at least not enough, okay? So what I want you to do is create a hybrid system of these 3 and basically do it as follows. First of all, you start with backtesting, then you go to forward testing, and then you go to live trading. Okay, if you follow it this way, you will be able to build your confidence in here, in backtesting, apply that confidence to forward testing, and then take it to the live markets. Now, there's a complete system that I teach my students to do this as well, but basically what it comes down to is that you want to collect enough data on backtesting, have a good win rate that shows you that your strategy works, then take it to the live markets, by doing it on forward testing, and you're going to trade that and look for getting the same results there, and then you take it to the live markets. The issue is that a lot of people, they start with step number 3, right? They start right here. Maybe if they're lucky, they start right here, but a lot of them never start here. And if they start here, they're not consistent enough with it, or they are impatient and are still going to step number 3 right away. So that is something that you need to avoid. Really take this ladder seriously. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Now, chapter number 3 is how to actually earn money with trading. That is in the end why we're all here, right? We want to earn money with trading, and we don't want to earn like $100, $200. No, you probably want to replace your income. You probably want to replace your 9 to 5. So right now, I will show you exactly how we do that. We want to leverage prop firms. Why do we want to leverage prop firms? Because there is a lot of potential here. Pro is the leverage, okay? So there's a lot of potential and you don't need to risk that much of your own money. The con is the rules, okay? A lot of rules, and if I may say it like this, stupid rules or silly rules that you would not have if you would trade your own private account. And I know in theory you could get the same result leverage-wise trading your own money on a way smaller account, but then you're still trading your own money. So, the prop firms. Now, the issue with the prop firms is that people are approaching it completely wrong. They're putting all of their eggs in one basket, that is basically all their money, and then it's going to be a win or a loss. Now, this can work, but it is very difficult for it to work. Now, I have a complete system on this, and I've made multiple videos on this in the past. I will make more videos about this in depth, but this is not what the video is about. But basically what you want to do is you want to spread this risk. Okay, so that you have multiple baskets. Still, this $500 will also be $500 here spread over all of these accounts. That's it in a nutshell. What you're doing here is you're basically taking all of that steam off, and you're making sure that you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket, and you're giving all of those accounts a fair chance to pass the evaluation phase. Now, what you're also going to do is you're going to up your risk so that these are getting passed a lot quicker. Now, some people already say, okay, that's over risking, over leveraging. That is not true, because now instead of having one time that 10% drawdown that you normally have, you have that 5 times, okay? Anyway, a lot of videos about this. I'll put it in the eye up here as well for you to check out. Like I said, there will also be more videos about this in depth. Now, why do we do this? We do this to take the steam off, so that it is almost guaranteed that you're at least going to pass one account plus a payout, okay? And this payout is going to be very, very important, because this payout will equal to like 5% of the account. Now, let's say with $500 you bought 5 10K accounts. This will already bring back that $500. Okay, yeah, let's say 400 after splitting 80-20 with the prop firm. That is what they most often do. Now, you have 400 back on a $500 investment. You're still not in profits, but remember, you have one account funded, and normally you should also still have 4 challenges. What you will often see is that if you buy 5, you might lose 2, but you will also have 2 to 3 funded in the end. And that is the most important thing, because now, let's say you also get the next one to this stage, you have $800, and this $800 you can start to invest. And this is basically how we get the ball rolling, because now we officially stepped away from investing your own money that was at $500 in the beginning to now having 300 net profit to invest into new challenges. And now you're playing with the prop firm's money. Let's say you get another one funded or you get another payout, you have even more to spend to put towards the next challenges. Now, doing it with 10K accounts will take a while, because as you can see, depending on if you get a refund or not, depending on what firm you're trading with, you will only have a 300 surplus or still a $100 loss. And in theory, with bigger challenges, you should also be looking at something like this math equation. But where it really starts to put in is when you get that second payout or you get that second account funded. And really, you should be able to get 2 out of the 5 funded plus a payout. That is like the bare minimum average that I see with my students as well. So now you have this. And now we come to chapter 4. And chapter 4 is how to not burn your own money on trading. This is something that I want to address and I really want to protect you guys from. How to not burn your own money with trading. Now, it becomes very important that we are going to use only this money that we're making right here. Of course, you could have some bad months where there are no payouts and maybe you then have to put in some new money if you lost the accounts. But that should not happen, right? Most of the times, you should be able to play with this money and to play with the money from your second payout. Guys, I really want you to go through this and study your backtesting results. Get this to like a 50% win rate. get this to a positive profitability rate, then I want you to really apply this on forward testing and seek to get those same results, even if it is like 40 to 50% win rate, with at least a 1/2 that you're profitable. That's good, and only then take it to the live markets, because this right here is the framework to protect you from not burning your money. The issue is that a lot of people, they get into trading and they go to prop firms right away. This is how the prop firms make money, okay? They make money on the losing traders, because if you lose your challenge, you lose your $500, okay? That is what we don't want. We only want you to go and invest $500. I don't know what this is, but invest $500 when you're ready, okay? Once you're ready, you go at it, and then again, you be smart with your $500. Do not put everything in one basket, but you put it in 5, okay? This is called being smart with it. This is called spreading risk, okay? And this way you give yourself the highest possibility to make sure you get that extra payout, to make sure you make back your first initial deposit into these accounts, and to make sure you start making money from this. I guarantee you, if you get this and if you apply this right, you will get funded in the next 3 months. And this is not a wild claim that I'm throwing here. This is literally the claim that I'm making for my mentorship students. So I'm very certain that if you follow this, you can do this as well. And if you're still struggling with this, shoot me a DM, and then we can see how I can help you, or check out all my other content to help you build the confidence that you need, gather the data that you need, and gather the knowledge to get that data in the first place as well. So remember, knowledge plus edge is profitability. We learned that the edge contains of knowledge and psychology, so we can say knowledge plus psychology is profitability. Remove stress and become confident. Earn money with trading by being smart with it, by diversifying your risk, and do not burn your money when you're not ready for it yet. Really guys, be patient, because it will pay off. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye guys.